I just walked out of Costco with a 65-inch LG OLED TV for $370. Not a typo, $370 for a TV that cost over $1,000 3 months ago. The cashier actually asked me twice if I wanted to add the extended warranty because she couldn't believe the price either. Costco's Winter 2026 clearance is absolutely insane right now, and I'm not exaggerating when I say these prices feel completely unreal. Samsung OLEDs marked down 50%, TCL mini LED sets going for under $500, and 77-inch screens priced lower than most people paid for 55-inch TVs last year. But here's the urgent part. These deals end February 8th, which is Super Bowl Sunday, and stock is disappearing fast. Some warehouses are already sold out of the best models, and what's left won't survive the weekend. Before I show you exactly which TVs are actually worth buying and which warehouses still have stock, hit that subscribe button and drop a like if you want honest deal coverage that saves you real money. And tell me in the comments, what TV are you using right now, and are you planning to upgrade during this clearance? Let me explain why Costco's winter clearance is legitimately different from the constant fake sales other retailers run year-round. Costco only does major TV clearances twice per year, and the winter clearance is the bigger of the two. This timing isn't random. TV manufacturers release new model years in spring, usually announced at trade shows in March and April, then hitting stores by May and June. That means January and February are when current year inventory becomes last year's models overnight. Retailers like Costco need to clear warehouse space for incoming shipments, and they'd rather sell TVs at cost or even slight losses than pay to store them or ship them back to manufacturers. The second factor is Super Bowl Sunday, which falls on February 8th this year. The Super Bowl is the single biggest TV selling event in America besides Black Friday. Everyone wants a bigger screen for the game, and retailers know this, so they front-load clearance deals in January to capture buyers who are thinking about upgrades but haven't committed yet. By the time Super Bowl week arrives, the best deals are already gone because smart shoppers grab them in mid-January. This creates a perfect storm where Costco has maximum motivation to move inventory fast, and they're competing against Best Buy, Amazon, and Walmart, who are all doing the same thing. The result is pricing that genuinely undercuts everyone else because Costco's business model relies on membership fees, not profit margins on individual products. The third factor making these prices unreal is overstock from holiday season. The 2025 holiday shopping season disappointed retailers across the board because economic uncertainty made people cautious about big purchases. TV manufacturers overproduced, expecting stronger sales, and now warehouses are sitting on excess inventory that was supposed to sell in November and December. Costco is dumping this overstock at whatever prices move product, which means deals that would normally be considered good in June are happening in February instead. This combination of model year transitions, Super Bowl timing, and excess inventory creates a rare window where prices legitimately drop below rational levels because keeping the inventory costs more than the discount. The LG OLED situation. Let me start with the deal that made me drive to Costco immediately. LG's 65-inch OLED, which I'm pretty sure is the C3 or similar model from their 2025 lineup, is selling for $370 at select warehouses. To put that in perspective, this same TV sold for $1,200 to $1,400 in October. OLED technology provides perfect blacks because each pixel produces its own light and can turn completely off. This creates infinite contrast ratio, meaning dark scenes in movies look incredible with shadow detail that LED TVs cannot match. You're getting premium display technology at budget TV pricing. The catch is availability. Not every Costco has this deal, and the warehouses that do are selling out within days of marking them down. The way Costco clearance works is that each warehouse manager has discretion on pricing to clear their specific inventory. A warehouse in Phoenix might have 20 of these LG OLEDs sitting unsold, so the manager marks them down aggressively to move them fast. Meanwhile, a warehouse in Seattle might have sold through their stock normally and doesn't have any left to discount. This creates huge regional pricing differences where you need to physically visit your local warehouse or call to find out what's actually available. If you can find this LG OLED at $370, buy it immediately without overthinking. Yes, it's last year's model. Yes, newer OLEDs have slightly better brightness and processing. None of that matters at this price point. You're getting OLED picture quality with perfect blacks, wide viewing angles, excellent color accuracy, and built-in smart TV features for less than budget TVs normally cost. The biggest limitation of this LG is brightness. OLEDs are dimmer than high-end LED TVs, which matters if your room has lots of windows and bright ambient light. In normal living room lighting or darker rooms, OLEDs look spectacular. In bright rooms with afternoon sun blasting through windows, LED TVs with higher peak brightness work better. But at $370, you can literally buy this OLED for your bedroom or basement and still save money compared to paying full price for a single premium TV.
Samsung OLED discounts. Samsung's OLEDs are showing up at 50% off in Canadian Costco warehouses, and reports suggest similar deals are appearing in US locations as stock varies. Samsung's approach to OLED uses quantum dot technology layered with OLED panels, which they call QD OLED. This hybrid delivers brighter OLED images than traditional LG OLED panels while maintaining the perfect blacks. The result is an OLED that works better in brighter rooms without sacrificing the contrast ratio that makes OLED special. 50% off on Samsung OLEDs means sets that sold for $2,000 to $2,500 are now available for $1,000 to $1,200. These are premium TVs competing with high-end Sony and LG OLED models that still cost full price at other retailers. Samsung's processing is excellent for upscaling content from streaming services that don't broadcast in full 4K, and their gaming features support everything PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X can deliver. We're talking HDMI 2.1 with 4K at 120 Hz, variable refresh rate, and auto low latency mode that switches automatically when you start gaming. The value proposition here is paying mid-range LED TV prices for flagship OLED technology. If you are considering a Samsung QLED or high-end TCL Mini LED at $1,200, getting a Samsung OLED at the same price is a significant upgrade. The OLED delivers better contrast, more accurate colors, and superior viewing angles while adding premium design with thin bezels and sleek stands. The main consideration is that OLED panels can experience burn-in if you leave static images like news tickers or game HUDs on screen for thousands of hours. Modern OLEDs include pixel shifting and screensavers to prevent this, and it's far less common than internet discussions suggest, but it's worth knowing if you plan to use the TV exclusively for CNN or as a PC monitor displaying static taskbars all day.
TCL and Hisense Budget Kings. The most aggressive discounts percentage-wise are happening on budget brands like TCL and Hisense, where 55 to 75-inch models are dropping to $99 to $429. These prices are approaching loss leader territory, where Costco is selling below cost just to move inventory. TCL's Mini LED TVs in particular are incredible values because Mini LED technology delivers brightness and HDR performance approaching OLED levels while costing far less. TCL packs thousands of tiny LED backlights behind the LCD panel, creating local dimming zones that darken parts of the screen independently for better contrast. A 65-inch TCL Mini LED dropping from $800 to $429 means you're getting advanced display technology at half price. These TCLs produce peak brightness exceeding 1,000 nits, which is brighter than any OLED and makes HDR content really pop. Bright highlights like explosions, sunlight, or fire look dramatically more impactful on high-brightness displays. TCL's Google TV Smart platform works well with all major streaming apps, and the 120 Hz refresh rate handles gaming from modern consoles properly. The trade-off compared to OLEDs is contrast ratio and viewing angles. TCL Mini LEDs have impressive local dimming, but they still use LCD technology that can't achieve perfect blacks like OLED.
You'll see some blooming around bright objects on dark backgrounds, and viewing angles are narrower, meaning the picture quality degrades when you sit off to the side. For most people watching from the couch directly in front of the TV, these compromises are minor compared to the $600 savings over OLED. If you have a bright living room where OLED's limited brightness is a problem anyway, the TCL Mini LED actually provides a better viewing experience than OLED while costing less. Hisense follows similar patterns with their ULED models, dropping to $99 to $300 range for smaller sizes. Hisense has improved dramatically in recent years, offering features like quantum dot color, local dimming, and Dolby Vision HDR at prices that undercut everyone else. Their processing isn't as refined as Samsung or Sony, meaning motion handling and upscaling aren't quite as good. But at $99 for a 55-inch 4K TV with quantum dot color, you're getting absurd value. These make perfect bedroom TVs, kids' room screens, or secondary displays where picture quality doesn't need to match your main living room TV. The real question with budget brands is whether to buy last year's discounted premium model or current year's budget model. Last year's TCL 6 series with Mini LED at $429 competes against this year's TCL 5 series at $500 without Mini LED. The answer is almost always to buy last year's premium model on clearance because the technology difference outweighs the year difference. Mini LED is a genuine upgrade over edge-lit or basic direct-lit LEDs, and that upgrade lasts for the entire lifespan of the TV, regardless of when the model was released.
Size versus quality decisions. Costco's clearance creates interesting value propositions where you can choose between larger screens with lower-end technology or smaller screens with premium technology at similar prices. A 75-inch TCL LED TV might cost the same as a 55-inch LG OLED, both around $500. Which is the better buy depends entirely on your room and viewing habits. Screen size matters enormously for immersion. Home theater enthusiasts recommend sitting distance of 1.5 to 2.5 times the screen diagonal for 4K content. For a 65-inch TV, that means sitting 8 to 13 feet away for optimal viewing. If you sit closer, you'll see individual pixels or image processing artifacts. If you sit farther, you lose the detail and immersion that larger screens provide. Most living rooms place couches 10 to 12 feet from the TV, which means 65 to 75-inch screens hit the sweet spot for optimal viewing. Picture quality matters for content type. If you primarily watch prestige TV shows and movies where cinematography and image quality are priorities, OLED picture quality provides a dramatically better experience than budget LED TVs, even at smaller sizes. The perfect blacks, infinite contrast, and accurate colors make every frame look like it was intended by the filmmaker. If you primarily watch sports, news, and daytime TV in bright rooms, a larger LED TV with high brightness actually provides a better experience than smaller OLED because the size matters more than perfect blacks when the room is flooded with ambient light. My general recommendation is to prioritize screen size unless you specifically care about picture quality for movies and dramatic TV shows. The difference between 65 and 75 inches is immediately obvious and impressive to everyone who visits your home. The difference between LED and OLED picture quality is significant to videophiles, but less noticeable to casual viewers, especially in typical viewing conditions with lights on and ambient light present. If you can afford OLED at the size you want, absolutely buy OLED. If you're choosing between large LED and smaller OLED at the same price, most people are happier with the larger LED because size impacts viewing experience more than contrast ratio. The warranty value proposition. Every TV Costco sells includes their standard return policy and manufacturer warranty, but the real value comes from the 5-year all-state protection plan they include free with many clearance models. This extended warranty covers mechanical failures, dead pixels, and even accidental damage depending on the specific plan.
Normally, these warranties cost $150 to $250 depending on TV size, which means the effective discount on clearance TVs is even deeper than the sticker price suggests. Extended warranties are controversial because most electronics don't fail within warranty periods, making the warranties profitable for companies selling them. But TVs are different because panel defects, backlight failures, and power supply issues do occur frequently enough that protection plans provide genuine value. OLED burn-in, while rare, is specifically covered under many of these plans when manufacturer warranties exclude it. Having 5 years of protection means you can actually use your TV normally without paranoia about burn-in or other issues, which has real value beyond the mathematical expected value of the warranty. The other Costco advantage is their return policy. Costco allows 90-day returns on TVs, which is far longer than the 30 days most retailers offer. This gives you 3 full months to test the TV in your home, watch different content types, and decide if you're happy with it. If you buy the LG OLED and discover it's too dim for your bright living room, you can return it and grab a brighter LED instead. This risk-free trial period makes Costco clearance even more attractive because you're not locked into a purchase decision based on showroom viewing under optimal conditions. Stock checking and availability. The biggest frustration with Costco clearance is that inventory varies completely by location and sells out unpredictably. The $370 LG OLED might be available at one warehouse today and gone tomorrow, or it might never appear at warehouses in your region at all. Costco's inventory system doesn't show clearance pricing online accurately, and calling warehouses often gets you employees who don't have time to check clearance prices or inventory in detail because they're busy with in-store customers. The most reliable approach is visiting your local Costco in person during weekday mornings or early afternoons when crowds are smaller. Walk directly to the TV section and look for clearance tags, which are usually marked with asterisks or special pricing labels. The sale prices aren't always prominently displayed, so you might need to scan items at the price checker stations Costco has throughout the warehouse. Some warehouses place clearance TVs on special end cap displays near the TV section, while others leave them in normal locations with small clearance stickers that are easy to miss.
If you find a great deal but the display model is the last one, buy it anyway. Costco sells display TVs at additional discounts and includes the same warranty and return policy. Display models have hours of use showing demo content, but TVs are rated for tens of thousands of hours, so a few hundred hours of demo use is insignificant. Just inspect the display carefully for any physical damage to the screen or stand before purchasing. For people without nearby Costco locations, the online warehouse sometimes lists clearance inventory, but availability is spotty and shipping costs can reduce the value. The best online strategy is setting up stock alerts through browser extensions or deal forums where people share Costco inventory updates. Regional Facebook groups and Reddit's r/Costco subreddit are surprisingly good resources where members post clearance finds at their local warehouses, giving you leads on what's available in your area. Different U.S. regions show inventory patterns based on local demand. Warehouses in tech-heavy markets like Seattle, San Francisco, and Austin sell through premium TV inventory faster because the customer base includes more early adopters and tech enthusiasts. These warehouses might not have as many clearance items because stock moved at full price. Meanwhile, warehouses in smaller markets or suburban locations often have better clearance selection because inventory sits longer and requires deeper discounting to move. If you're willing to drive, calling warehouses within 50 to 75 miles can reveal significantly different pricing and availability. One member reported finding the $370 LG OLED at a warehouse 40 minutes from their home after their local warehouse was sold out. The gas cost and time investment were obviously worthwhile for saving several $100s on a TV purchase. What to avoid during clearance? Not every clearance deal is actually good value, and Costco includes some TVs in winter sales that aren't worth buying at any price.
Ultra-budget TVs from no-name brands or lower-tier models for major brands often appear in clearance at prices that look attractive but deliver terrible viewing experiences. A 43-inch off-brand 4K TV for $99 sounds great until you realize the panel is dim, colors are inaccurate, and smart TV features don't work reliably. The test for whether a clearance TV is worth buying is asking whether you'd recommend that specific model to a friend at full price. If the answer is no, because the picture quality or features are substandard, then buying it on clearance just means you're paying less money for something you still won't enjoy using. The exception is if you need a TV for a specific use case, like garage workout displays or kitchen secondary screens where picture quality doesn't matter. But for main viewing TVs, stick with proven models from major brands, even if that means spending slightly more. Also, avoid clearance TVs from model years older than 2 years. A 2023 model TV on clearance in February 2026 is 3 model years old, and technology has advanced enough that you're missing meaningful features like HDMI 2.1 for gaming, newer smart TV platforms, and improved HDR processing. The discount would need to be extreme to justify buying a 3-year-old TV when 2-year-old models are available at similar clearance pricing. When to buy and when to wait. The deals running now through February 8th represent the peak of Costco's winter clearance. Prices typically don't go lower as inventory depletes because Costco's pricing strategy is to mark items down once aggressively rather than gradually reducing prices over months. If you see a price that works for your budget on a TV model that meets your needs, buy it immediately. The risk of waiting for slightly better pricing is that the inventory sells out completely and you miss the deal entirely. The exception is if you're flexible on exact models and features. As Super Bowl approaches, some stragglers might get final markdowns in the last few days, as warehouses desperately try to move remaining inventory. But the most popular models in desirable sizes will be gone by then, leaving you with picking through whatever's left, rather than choosing from the full clearance selection. For most people, buying during the 3rd or 4th week of January provides the best balance of selection and pricing. If you miss this winter clearance entirely, the next major opportunity is summer clearance in June and July, but winter deals are typically better because of the Super Bowl deadline creating urgency. Spring doesn't usually bring clearance because that's when new models arrive and retailers are excited about selling them at full price. Fall brings Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but those deals have become less impressive in recent years as retailers spread discounts across November rather than concentrating them on one weekend. The bottom line on Costco winter clearance. These prices genuinely feel unreal because they represent a perfect storm of model year transitions, excess holiday inventory, and Super Bowl timing that forces retailers to move product fast, regardless of profit margins. Costco's membership-based business model lets them discount more aggressively than competitors because they make money from memberships rather than product margins. The 5-year warranties included with many clearance TVs add substantial value that makes the effective pricing even better than the sticker price suggests. If you're in the market for a TV upgrade, this winter clearance is legitimately one of the best buying opportunities in years. The combination of OLED technology reaching budget prices, 75-inch screens dropping under $500, and premium features like mini LED and quantum dot color becoming accessible at clearance pricing creates exceptional value for buyers willing to act quickly. The key is visiting your local warehouse soon, being flexible on exact models while staying firm on minimum quality standards, and buying immediately when you find a deal that works for your budget and room. The 3 standout categories are LG OLEDs at $370 if you can find them, representing the best price-to-performance ratio for premium picture quality. Samsung OLEDs at 50% off for buyers wanting the brightest OLED technology with gaming features, and TCL mini LEDs at $400 to $500 for people prioritizing large screen size with advanced brightness and HDR in budget-friendly packages. Any of these represent exceptional value that justifies acting quickly before inventory disappears. If this deal coverage helped you decide what to buy or where to look, hit that like button, subscribe for updates on clearance deals and TV recommendations, and drop a comment telling me what you scored at your local Costco or what you're still hunting for.